Good morning. Another, I don't know what you'd call it. Every time I make a video in the morning, I'm like, oh man, should I make a morning video? Because my mood is rarely good in the morning, and I've been thinking about that a lot. And it's about having something to look forward to. And of course, it used to be that I'd wake up and Akila would be right there and it's, oh, we gotta go. Come on, let's get in the car. And then I get in the car. Okay, now hurry up and go get your stuff. I'm in the car. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded. And then we head out to the park or something like that. Sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning, because we need to get a long walk in before work. And you know, that didn't seem bad. I remember talking to some friends of mine that said they got a dog, and I'm like, well, you need a couple hours of a day to walk your dog, and they're like I don't have time for that. What am I supposed to get up at 4 in the morning and walk my dog? And like they literally left that message, um, and I replied at like 4 in the morning. I'm like, well, I'm walking my dog at 4 in the morning, and it's difficult, but it's something you want to do. I wanted to get Aquila out there and running around and looking for stuff and happy, and so he could be tired out. And so when I go to work for 8 hours, he's not anxious. So now I was trying to have like the weekends to look forward to, and I realized that that put a lot of pressure on that one like morning drive or whatever I had planned, to go see something. Um, if that didn't work out, like if the weather was really bad and I couldn't go for a drive in the country, then a whole week of like trying to look forward to something just falls out from underneath my feet, and I realized I can't do that. Like I had a couple of things happen, weekend after weekend after weekend, and suddenly I realized, well, that's almost a whole month gone of like things I'm trying to look forward to, and nothing happens. Like that doesn't happen, and if every day you're trying to make it through the day so you could finally get through 5 of those days to finally get to a day where you could do something that you've been looking forward to, and then you can't, um, and then you got like another 5 days or even 6 days to like try to plod through to get to that next one day or 2 days to try to do something you've been looking forward to, and then you're down 14 days. It's like, so I just started thinking like I gotta have something uh, every day to look forward to. And at first that felt like a challenge because the things that I was doing, I was trying to look forward to, were tending to be like kind of big celebratory things, like going for a long drive out to Central Oregon or something. And so I talked to a coworker of mine, real smart guy, and he was like, it might just be sitting down to listen to some music. It might be sitting down for an hour and reading a book. It's like setting aside time to do something that you might do anyway, but you're like, now you say to yourself like, this is the book time. This is the music time. This is the time where I have planned to watch this particular movie, and I think that's a great idea. It's kind of something that you do anyway, right? Like, so I come home and I make dinner, and I might watch a movie, I might play a video game, I might put together one of the things I bought on Amazon, my retail therapy purchases, and but it doesn't. I guess what it is like I hadn't set aside. I'm not like, tonight is the night I'm going to put together my indoor grow garden. I bought a herb tomato indoor garden thing that you plug in, has like the UV lighting and stuff like that. I'll say like, tonight's the night I'm going to put that together. And it might take like 30 minutes, but like then like the week starts filling up with like these accomplishments, even if they're short accomplishments. Even if it's like putting some pods in, putting some water in, plugging it in, finding a place for it, cleaning off that counter. It's like, that's the event. And that's all I have to say about that. God, one of my friends came over for a visit, and she was talking about. I think I might have mentioned this before. She was talking about like, oh, this person, that I know, and this person that I know, and just talking about what's going on in their lives. And she realized that like, I'd been standing there like for like an hour, and I hadn't said anything, and she kind of realized it, and I'm not wasn't smiling or anything like that. I was just. And she's like, she's like almost everyone I know, and she didn't mean this as an insult. It was almost like a realization. It came off as caring, but she's like almost every man I know older than 50 is broken in some way, and then I saw someone writing something like that, and they're like, it was a woman saying like, is it because you guys are like don't show emotion, and you gotta act like you have it together, and like listed all the manisms, and is that why like you guys eventually get to the point where you just break, or are become broken? Not break as in do something nutty, but just finally like start carrying like a bit of defeat around with you. Yeah, this is why I don't do the morning videos, right? I don't know. Like I do think that as time has gone on, I've accrued a fairly large amount of setbacks, but obviously, like some of the greatest triumphs in my life are right about now as well. Um, Maybe it is not that we don't show emotion. Maybe it is that eventually start showing more of it. Like that's the thing about like the. I saw another comment about uh, older white men with all these photos of them not smiling, and I think that like saw a thing on smiling that they're talking about like the different muscle groups in your face to go like, or when you laugh, like it's a completely different set of muscle groups. Like that a spontaneous expression on your face as opposed to like I'm going to like lift up the corners of my mouth to take a photograph, and eventually like I feel this way, and I know what they're talking about. Like I've seen the examples. Eventually, like a lot of men just stop. They stop doing the fake smiles and stuff like that. Like we're gonna take a picture. They're like, all right, take a picture. If you want one of me smiling, you're gonna have to catch me like in a good moment in time. Hmm. I think as you accrue lots of memories, um, it takes time to deal with a lot of that, and some of it is gonna leave a color on your life. It's gonna leave patterns um, and whatnot. Like it's like I realized that coming home last night that like there was this sense of Aquila not being in my house, and I think I'm going to feel that for a really long time. There's going to be a really long time where uh, I'm aware that he's not here, and there's no like getting over it. There's no rushing it. Like it's memory, it's patterns, it's habits, it's expectations. It's over a decade of experience of like every single day. That is your reality. Um, like a major part when a major part of your life is gone. There's no just that didn't happen. There's no just suddenly you're fine now. There's like, oh, don't worry about it. Let's go play ball, like, or you start to play ball and suddenly like you can't anymore. Like, it really doesn't matter what other people expect from you, but I do know that there's a thing from other people about like grief fatigue. That's why I think a lot of people, why I think therapy is really good for a lot of things like talk therapy, because like, um, you need someone to talk to that isn't going to get exhausted by just how long it takes you to process, grief or loss or something like that. Someone that understands it because they've seen a whole lot of people go through something of some negative thing in their life, and they just realize that a huge amount of people need a lot of time to bounce back from what happened in their life. You know, one of my friends a long time ago said, "I'm never going to get another dog because I don't want to go through how long it took me to recover." And I'm not like that at all. Like, I think that it's going to be it is going to be great eventually to have another dog. Um, I just think that like it's really important to put my life together in a way that like I'm not struggling to find something good to do with a day in my life. Like that should be easy. Like I shouldn't have to set aside an hour to put together that grow lamp here, or I bought that telescope and it's still sitting there on the chair. Like, these things shouldn't be sitting around. I should be excited to do them. And like my general sense of well-being needs to get above that threshold of like trying to like how it limits your ability to laugh or enjoy something, or to make it through a whole game and you're happy, or make it through a whole movie with your full attention. Like, um, like you need to rise up out of that level, like that kind of sticky level of grief that kind of holds on to you. And I don't think someone said something about like, um, picking at the wound, or dwelling upon the suffering and stuff like that. Like, I don't believe that's the case. I don't. I don't feel like I dwell. As a matter of fact, I feel like the vast majority of my focus every day is to try to be present in the moment and be present with the people I'm around and focus on what I'm doing. And sometimes if things get hard, just to like make it through. Like, all right, just gotta get through this, and then things improve. And yeah, I think that's part of like other people's grief fatigue, of saying something like, you're picking at the wound or something like that. Like, it's I know what that kind of thing is. I know people that seem to have a traumatic event happen in their life, and that seems to kind of to define who they are. That it's like all they talk about, and it's like everything they do relates to that. And but what I'm trying to do is find something else in my life. I'm trying to like have something, other things to focus on, and other these things to look forward to, and these other accomplishments to have. I want to build up my life so that I'm like taking long hiking trips, and maybe taking a trip to Alaska someday soon, like in the next couple of years. Um, that has me doing really good. I don't want to be doing bad. I'm not a fan of being in a bad space mentally and emotionally. Um, I think it's something to recover from. I think it's something to like conquer and learn from, and become stronger, so that like when something like this happens in my life, uh, the setback isn't as impactful. And I'm not trying to avoid future suffering, like I'm not trying to make life a part of suffering, or say like, oh, I'm broken, what can I do? Um, like I think I know what to do. and it's just going to be hard. It's just going to take a long time. And while that's happening, I'm going to be constantly looking for new solutions. Like the idea of like today, going to come home and put together that indoor grow garden. That'll be what I think about today. When I'm like, oh Jesus, gotta get through the day. Go home and put my garden together. When someone's like, "What you doing tonight?" I'll say, "I'll putting my garden together." You know, like there'll be something right off, a positive thing that I could think of right off the bat. Oh, silly old sad morning videos.